I really do prefer the other filter.
I don't care.
And I really prefer us being further back than closer.
I could go into the bedroom.
This is Jill for today, and this is our signature glass of coffee, because the doctor has put me on house arrest when it comes to my wine right now. We hope you all are doing well, don't we?
We do.
And it's colder than what here. God, it was actually getting better. And then this freight train of cold came in from down from Alaska, and now Canada. Man, we're freezing our buns off.
We've been down in the 20s and feels like sometimes the low to mid-teens. It's cold.
And the trees are saying, I thought we were supposed to start blooming. Oh, I guess not. Oh, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, this is a long one, and I'm showing you the list here, right here. Because we didn't do a signature glass of wine last week. Did we do one the week before that?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I don't remember from day to day.
And there's been a lot happening, and that's why we didn't do a video last week. There has just been, our plate has been so full. Okay, first of all, I got my booster shot this week. Yay! So I'm fully...
Not that we're going anywhere, but she got her booster shot.
Got my booster shot, so we're full, both of us are fully vaccinated. So that's, that's a nice thing.
The Queen had her booster shot.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth, and she still got COVID. So.
And you want to talk about somebody who's probably extremely protected, insulated, I guess is the best word for it. What do you think?
I don't know. She has a lot of public obligations, I think. 95 years old.
Oh, man. That's not, that's pretty serious when you get to be that age and have COVID. All right. Moving on. Health updates. Yes. 3 weeks ago, I started having a terrible pain in my lower shoulder. Now, I don't know how many of you recall, but when last year when my multiple myeloma, my cancer sprang into action, the way we found it is that I had broken a bone in my ribs below my shoulder blade. So I got this pain, and I had thought I'd strained something, and like I had done on the other arm. And then one day there's these lights, bells went off, and we said, oh no, I wonder. So I called the doctor. We did an x-ray, which there was something there, but they weren't sure what it was.
The radiologist was suspicious because of her history of multiple myeloma.
So we're going to do an MRI. Okay, fine, we're going to do an MRI. So, of course, he and I are having kittens, over this. It's just not a happy time for us. And I talked to my oncologist, and I said, okay, so if what we're looking at is a flare-up of my cancer, what's involved in, the treatment to put this back in the box was pretty scary stuff. So I had the MRI, and then of course we had to wait for days to get the report.
Over the long weekend.
Over the long weekend. So the bottom line is, it is a terrible strain. I don't know how I would have strained it. Terrible strain. So they've now got me hooking up with oh man, I'll tell you, physical therapist to kind of hopefully correct this. But yes, that was pretty darn scary.
At least it's not the cancer, so.
Oh man.
That's good.
Yeah. So we're very happy that okay. Speaking of health, while we're on COVID and all of that, the state of Oregon, in their wisdom, is going to now take away the mask mandate inside.
We have the worst governor. She couldn't make up her mind about what to have for breakfast, let alone whether we should be taking any precautions for COVID or not.
Now, I'm sure it doesn't, God almighty, I hope it doesn't apply to medical facilities. Grocery stores, restaurants, Costco, gas station, wherever you go.
You don't need a mask.
You don't need a mask. Well, guess what? We haven't been going anywhere anyway, but this just puts the slammer on our door. We aren't going anywhere.
We're still doing 1,200 new cases of COVID a day here in Oregon, but...
You better get a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. This is a long one. So that really just torques our taco, because now... Not only do we have Omicron, and now there's a new variant of Omicron, and she's taken the training wheels off the bike.
That's this week. She'll change her mind in a couple of days.
She will. She will. So,
which would be a good thing, because she definitely needs a new mind. Anyway,
Okay. And this again is in no particular order. I just sort of started writing stuff down. All right. Okay. So, I think last time we visited, we had told them about, I'm going to start talking slower.
that would be a change.
I'm going to start talking slower. We had talked to them about the local power company's power challenge. Remember? The
It's
power
what?
challenge.
Oh, the power challenge.
power
yes.
challenge, where-
we had one of those last night.
They give you a 3-hour block and they move it all over. And it's to take off some of the pressure off the power grid. And we understand that. So we're in this power crisis, not power crisis, excuse me. It's freezing out. They started at 5 o'clock p.m., 5 to 8.
It was about 20 degrees, and they decide that they want you to cut their power so you can save $3-4 off your electric bill.
Now people are coming home. It's 5 o'clock, 5:30. They're home from work, and now they're coming home to a dark house, and they can't cook, and it's cold in their house. And I'm thinking, I'm happy with doing a power challenge. I am, but that was bad timing. So we didn't play last night, did we?
And we didn't gain money off our electric bill
Did
either.
you? No. Did you even get any? Did you even
No.
get any? No. Usually they'd let you know right off. How much
Yeah.
money you saved?
They didn't want to talk to us.
Again, no particular order. So we were going to do a short. Now, I don't know how many of you, and actually I wanted to ask this, how many of you like those hashtag shorts? They're all done vertically, and they are a minute long. That's all you get is 1 minute to do this little video. And we've done a couple. I did one on how to keep your knives sharp and how to hard cook eggs in your oven. They get a lot of response, but I don't know whether you like them. I'd like to know what you think about them. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't mind making them, but it's kind of like, I don't know whether I even like them. Have you even seen them? You don't even look really at YouTube that much.
I don't watch her videos.
You what?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Anyway, so we were going to do this one on French fries, and we're still going to do it. So I said to him, why don't you go ahead and clean us some potatoes so they'll be ready, the russet potatoes.
I couldn't figure out how long they took in the washing machine.
So he's sitting there scrubbing this potato, and we have spray veggie wash.
Oh,
And he's spraying this this potato down, and he says, there's something wrong here.
yeah. It smells like, I don't know what.
Fruit. You said it had a fruity smell or a floral smell or something. I said, I smell this potato. He has got the spray bottle for Mrs. Myers. I make up a batch of Mrs. Myers in water, and also another batch of cleaning stuff. Well, he's got that bottle of Mrs. Myers cleaning solution, and he is spraying and scrubbing them. Oh, you are so darn cute.
She kept it right where she always keeps the vegetable spray.
I did. But you know what the veggie spray bottle looks like.
It says veggie spray on it, or it says veggie on it.
So that was we had to, we couldn't keep those potatoes. That was a shame. Anyway, we are going to do that because it's, what you want to talk about a helpful household tip. Tell them don't tell them what it is. What? Well,
Nothing.
okay, I'm trying to mark stuff off my list as we go along here. Tell them about the pizza from Whole Foods and what we figured. So I'll have to check my list here. Tell them about all that.
Well, we've tried a number of vegan pizzas, and to us, the cheeses are just so horrible. They just don't make it.
Not good.
They don't melt well. They glop up. They don't taste all that good. Mm-hmm. So we read about a new cheese that was a vegan cheese, was specifically designed for pizzas. And it's being used quite extensively in pizza parlors in New York City. So I went online, looked for it, couldn't find it, and found out that one of our Whole Foods stores here, which makes pizzas to go, is actually using that brand of cheese, vegan cheese. It's called Numu, N-U-M-U. So anyway, we bought one of their pizzas, and very good.
The cheese is great. The pizza was rotten. I mean, the pizza was not very good.
They set fire to the dough, so the crust was a little burned, but the cheese on the pizza was great.
It was good.
I contacted Numu and asked them if they sold that in any retail outlets, And their vice president of sales actually wrote me back, and he says, there's one place that sells it. And I went online, looked at it. They wanted $55 to ship a pound of cheese to us just for the shipping.
That's damn fine cheese.
Anyway, he said, try the Whole Foods store. Some of the delis will sell it to you. So I called Whole Foods, and sure enough, I talked to the deli manager. He said, sure, come on in. We'll sell you cheese. So we went in there, and they sold us the cheese at 75% of what the place online was going to cost us.
So we bought a pound. And
now we can make
froze it
our
up.
own pizza.
We can. Okay, so we've got that going here. All right. So I'm working down the list here. Okay, I did that one already. Speaking of food, and I'll go into what I've cooked recently. When I go into a store, or when I see online that there's tofu, and it's a good price, I buy it. So
I had to move the car out of the garage. She's got it filled with tofu.
I found it online. It was at Whole Foods, and it was $2.19 for a pound size, whatever those plastic cartons are. And I said, oh my gosh, So I bought another one. And the order comes in, and he starts, I wash everything down with a Lysol towel. That's what I do. Everything sits in one place. I wash it all down. It goes in the fridge. And he opens up the fridge, and he says, you have got to stop buying tofu. There are, there's 5 now.
There's 5 after you cooked the one yesterday.
And I said, you never can have too much tofu. And at that price, I keep buying it. So anyway, I have a lot of tofu, and it's all really well dated out. But he did. He says, you just got to quit buying tofu. Well, I won't at that price.
There's no room in there for anything else.
Well, there was a couple of times there they just didn't have it, any type of tofu. So when I see it, I grab it. I do. Okay. All right. So, okay, I got that.
Well, while you're talking about tofu, you want to talk about the storm you started the other day?
I look at Facebook, different groups that might, be a storm. God, it's a tornado. Different groups that, might be interested, in joining. And I had found one. The Seventh-day Adventist women have a Facebook page. Now, as you know, Seventh-day Adventists are vegetarians. Many of them are vegans now, but vegetarian. I thought, well, what a great place to get recipes. So I, joined their group, and they're all talking about, the Loma Linda products and the homemade seitan and, the things that Seventh-day Adventists normally eat. So I wrote in and I said, thank you for letting me join your group. I'm so happy to be here, And I said, I'm curious to know if any of you I noticed you all, use the Loma Linda and all that. I said, do any of you use the new faux products? The Beyond Beef and the Impossible Burger and Gardein. OMG. Well, it started like this storm of debate. Now, they were very nice to me. But this debate started going on in this group, and they were screaming and yelling at each other about, well, you don't eat that stuff. You're a purist. You eat go in there and wash your own flour so you make your own seitan. And it was really something.
But Loma Linda is a processed food.
It is a processed food, and I looked at what was in it, and it's not a pretty sight.
The old style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's canned. It's canned.
We tried Loma Linda products. We weren't impressed. And old isn't necessarily better,
No.
Outhouses are old style, but flush toilets are better. So that's how I look. The other thing we were talking about is there's a couple of kinds of vegans, I guess. There's the purist who eats nothing but vegetables. Some of them, there's raw.
High raw.
High raw. They eat nothing but raw vegetables. Other people eat straight vegetables, maybe grains or something.
Oh, yeah, grains and beans and all that.
But, I'm 75 years old. For most of my life, I ate meat. I know it's wrong. It's bad for my health. It's bad for the environment. And it doesn't do a lot for the little animals that get eaten either. So I wanted to make that change. I knew I needed to make that change. And yet, I missed the taste of meat. So for me, these faux meat products are kind of a blessing. It's a way for me to eat a plant-based diet, but not go against the morality of eating meat, not go against the bad ecology of eating meat, and not go against the bad health of eating meat. So I'm grateful for these vegan meats, if you will. Some of which are really horrible, some of which are pretty good. So,
Well, and the other thing too is, many people will say, "Oh my gosh, those are terribly processed, and it's got all this." Well, you know what? We ate a lot of processed food before we went vegan, and anyway, that's something, if you need that to stay true to this plan, then I have.
and
He doesn't eat it. Yeah,
we
go
eat
ahead.
it sparingly.
Very much
You know,
so.
I don't. It's kind of a treat once in
Yeah.
a while. But
Yeah, a couple
we
times
eat
a week.
A lot of vegetables and a lot of salads,
Beans,
and
a lot of
beans
beans,
and
rice.
grains, and so anyway.
So this week, speaking of cooking, I made a tofu bok choy thing, which was just outrageous, really good. It was just bok choy and onions and tofu, and I made he made a wonderful stir-fry sauce, so we had that. I made another batch of broccoli beef. Now, I will make it on camera. I made a second batch, and actually, it wasn't as good as the first batch.
No, it wasn't.
So I will make it, and
But it was good.
oh,
It was good.
delicious, So I made that. I made a really good split pea soup. In fact, yesterday when I had chemo, I set it up in my Instant Pot with timer. I never used the timer function, but I set it up with timer because we're gone, a certain amount of time. And when we got home, that soup was ready to go, and it was delicious and hot. So I made that, and then I made him some blueberry muffins, and he insisted on the Texas-style blueberry muffins. Well,
For those of you who remember the old Seinfeld episode about Top of the Muffin, where the muffin tops are big, that's what I was looking for, and that's what I got.
you did get it. But what was so funny about these muffins is that they were big, of course, and they were heavy.
So heavy, they
And I took,
crushed under their own weight.
they did. I took them out, and they just started going, whoa.
Now that's my kind of muffin.
So I put them back in the pan, and it did help. Once they cooled off, they didn't go, whoa. But they were actually, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were just compressing on their own because they were hot, and they were heavy.
So she's going to make me some more muffins, but she's going to make me some healthier muffins.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I am. Okay, so we got the food out of the way. I'll scratch that one off. You know what? I don't know how you are, but we get Amazon shipments a lot, really, and we have an awful problem.
Our neighbors get our Amazon shipments
They
too.
do.
So,
And they say, can you improve your description on directions and all that? Well, you could have a blindfold on and find our home with those
we
directions
go
we have
so
left in there.
far as tell them where we are in relationship in the building, where we are in relationship to the mailbox kiosk.
Yeah.
We describe our doormat for them and
Yeah.
the color of the door.
And of course-
they still can't find
No,
it.
and we have on the door, right by the bell, our name, the address, all of it, and they still get it wrong. So we, sure enough, had a delivery come this week. It was gone to the wrong neighbor. He tracked it down, brought it in, and I called Amazon Nova one more time. And you know what they did? They gave us a free month of our Amazon fee. So that was, what, $13, $12.95.
Yeah.
Okay, that worked. But it is frustrating. It is frustrating that they just don't get it right. Although I'm going to stop here and say I am so grateful for delivery.
Yes.
I am so grateful for delivery. So, when this happens, it's a pain in the rear, but I'm very grateful. So I comes with that caveat. Okay, that one's done. All right. I sprouted wheat. I have some wheat berries that I grind up to make my bread with, and I sprouted wheat this week. And I just did it like alfalfa sprouts. Let them soak overnight, put them in my sprouter, and they sprouted. And I said, oh gosh, they're ready to eat, which they turned out really nice. And I said, this is not going to be your thing. It's too earthy, too. You
remember what I said when I ate the first batch?
Yeah.
Moo.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Tastes like grass. But
No.
the little wheat
Oh,
portion
you're
of
talking
it-
about wheat grass.
Well, no, the sprouted wheat.
Yeah, the one I made.
Yeah. It's got a very grassy flavor except for the little kernel of wheat,
Yeah.
which has got a sweetness to it. It's very nice.
I was so surprised you liked them.
Yeah.
So I put them on our salad today, and they were very good.
Yes.
Very good. So I was very happy that we tried that. You had to get a cup of coffee. This is a long one. We now, of course, with everyone taking their masks off, and there were a lot of we can't do's about going away. We can't go to restaurants. We can't go into shops. All those things we can't do, but we could go to a
Condo.
yeah, get a condo, and kind of hole up somewhere that's beautiful and that kind of thing, just to get a change of pace. We have been nowhere and done nothing for 2 years this month, literally nowhere, nothing. I said we need to get just a breath of fresh air, go to the coast, rent a condo. Well, let me tell you what. It should be illegal what they do. They say the condo's $150 a night.
VRBO.
Oh, man.
Vacation rental by owner. You go in there, they say, oh, this room's only $150 a night. So you look up, yes, it's $450.
Nice condo, $150.
Yeah. Then the owner's fee on top of that is $200. The cleaning fee is $180. And then the tax is $90 to $100. I'll come clean your room for $180. So you can't do it. We can't do it.
Oh, my heavens.
It's crazy.
They really should. I do believe they should be illegal.
They should force those people to wear a mask and have a gun when they take their money from
Well,
them.
it's just that, when you're going down VRBO and you say, oh, my gosh, $150 for a condo. Wow.
$200 for an owner's fee? What's the $150 a night for?
Exactly.
I thought that was part of the owner's fee.
Exactly. That's the part that it just sends me. Okay, we're going to get that one. Now we're going to do something fun.
If I want to get screwed like that, I'll go to my legislature.
Okay, stop it now. Well, I don't know what got us on this topic. We try to throw you an oldie but a goodie every week. Puppets from your past. Remember? I don't know how. Do you remember? And we started looking up the puppets that we were as kids.
Puppets from hell.
They looked like it.
Some of them did.
I don't know how we got on that, and he started pulling up puppets. Like Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop and Lamb Chop and Mutton. No, Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop and.
I don't.
Well, maybe it was just Lamb Chop.
I don't.
Charlie McCarthy and
Mortimer
Snerd.
But I go even further back than that. When I was a kid, there was one called Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. And I just now found out that Ollie was the dragon, not Kukla. Kukla was the little
Oh, don't ask me. You're
bald-headed guy with the big red bulbous nose. So.
Oh, I'm telling you what, some of those things are just downright scary.
Yeah.
The one that I remembered, and I think it may have been a local children's show where I was living, was Charlie Horse and Hambone.
Humphrey Hambone.
Humphrey Hambone, yeah. And Humphrey Hambone was a bulldog puppet. And what did I say his name was? Charlie.
Charlie Horse.
Charlie Horse. It was a horse. White.
Really, a horse? What
White.
interesting.
A horse named Charlie Horse. White. And those were like a children's show. Charlie Horse and Hambone.
And puppets are ancient, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think Punch and Judy have been around forever.
Oh, yeah, forever. So that was kind of fun. Do you remember your old childhood puppets that you loved to watch?
Some were puppets, some were marionettes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, marionettes.
Yeah.
You know who was big on marionettes, I think, was Mr. Rogers. He had a lot of puppets, hand puppets. But I think he also did marionettes. I'm not sure.
When I was a kid in school, I don't know, fifth grade, something like that, we made marionettes.
Oh, wow.
We actually made marionettes, the Rip Van Winkle thing.
Oh, yeah?
And we took those to a children's hospital and we put on a Rip Van Winkle
Was it
show
like paper
for them.
mache you did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, paper mache was big. I think actually we may have done hand puppets with paper mache ourselves, but certainly not marionette. That was pretty upscale.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Pretty advanced. Okay. Shows we've been watching. Now, we, kind of exhausted BritBox, and one of the reasons we hung on is we wanted to see all of Vera, chapter season 11, which we did. And of course, Vera for us is a real A+.
Yeah,
we really
she likes
like Vera. Well, we kind of, did our deal with that. So we canceled BritBox, and every time we kept looking for something in Amazon, Walter Presents. So we have signed up for Walter Presents, and we have been watching some again, $6 a month?
Yeah,
$5.99.
It's primarily international series.
Yeah.
And so you're dependent on subtitles,
Yeah.
of course.
But we like that.
Yeah. But there's a number of
gosh.
ones, and we haven't even scratched the surface
No, we've
yet,
been seeing
so-
a lot of them. What is so funny is that I think all of them so far we've been watching are French, and it's kind of an immersion program, if you will. After a while, I
You
said,
find yourself speaking
I think
French
I
around
speak-
the house.
I think I speak
Bonjour,
French.
bonjour.
because you're looking at it and you're listening and you say, I know that word. I know that word they're saying. I know what that means. You do. It's kind of weird. You kind of say, oh my gosh, I speak French. Anyway, we have seen 8 episodes of Crimson River. All of these are crime, where there's been a murder and they're investigating the murder, and all that. Crimson River, that's French.
The one we liked the best was the
Gosh.
first one we started
Yeah.
to watch, was The Wall.
Oh,
Fascinating.
Yeah.
We got through the first 4 episodes. I think there's 8 episodes or something like that. And the 5th episode, we get an error message. And it says, try back in a few minutes. We've been trying back in a few minutes for 4 days.
Yeah. Oh.
And so
it is so interesting.
Xfinity
it's so
says
good.
they're working on it, but we haven't gotten back in
No,
yet.
so that's it. The Mountain Detective.
Little
Well,
simple. It's not bad. It's not horrid.
No,
but it's not bad.
it was. We watched.
It's about
it.
a detective in the mountains.
The other one we watched was Rocco somebody Rocco.
Oh,
Ice Cold Murders.
Yeah, we didn't get into that at all.
A Deadly Union. Very slow. In fact, I don't think we even kept watching it. It was just too slow.
If they don't grab us in 15
Yeah.
minutes, we're out of there.
Yeah. The other one, Witnesses, we've been watching. It's for all of these are French. We've seen all of season 1, and interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to hang in there. I don't know how many seasons there are.
What was this last
Oh my
one we
gosh
watched?
almighty, it's
Last one we watched was, I think, Norwegian or Nordic or something.
boy, oh boy.
And it's just so disjointed, and I
Weird.
can't keep track of what's going.
So
I'm
we-
not crazy about the lead.
No, so we're
actress
gonna.
either,
That's.
so.
I think we've seen 2 episodes of that.
Yeah.
And we said, no, we're out of here. It's not making it.
But there's hundreds of
of them.
series
Yeah,
for you to go through, and
yeah, and they're British and French and Italian
Yeah.
and all that.
And we have seen some absolutely excellent international series like
Yeah.
Occupied. and,
Occupied. If you can see
Occupied was great. And what was the one with Olaf?
Oh yeah, gosh almighty, that
Whatever.
was so good. Surrender. No.
I can't.
Oh, Solitude.
Anyway,
We'll find it.
yeah,
Solitude?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, there's great ones out there. You just need to open up your... look at Prime, and of course BritBox is British, really. Walter Presents is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them out there. And
you
as
don't
we-
mind reading subtitles.
If you don't, yeah, you've got to read subtitles. All right. I think, I'm looking at my list here, we do have Ask Jill a question, and you know what? My
Oh.
phone is over there. So put it on hold. I'm going to go get my phone.
We'll be back. And we're back.
We're back. Okay. We have Linda, home state Louisiana. Hello, Linda. What kind of music do you and the director enjoy?
Well,
Everything.
everything, really.
Everything.
We were raised on 60s rock and roll, I guess, but
60s and 70s.
and I remember later on as an adult, we were on a business trip, and we were driving through Montana, and Jill Verde had country music on, and I turned to her and I said, how much longer are you going to make me listen to this crap? Crap isn't the word I used, but after that, we ended up with a couple 100 country music albums, and I like country music.
Yeah.
I think Randy Travis and Toby Keith and Alan Jackson are the ones that really
Kind of
changed
got
my
started,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah, Mary Chapin Carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so
Emmylou Harris.
country music, rock and roll. I love classical music.
Yeah.
I really do. Even opera. I mean, Pavarotti or the Three Tenors, Kiri Te Kanawa. So basically very eclectic in our music taste. We love the old standards,
Yes. Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong,
Mel
Dean
Torme.
Martin.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
We were on that New Year's Eve when we were out dancing by the lake. Jill kept yelling to the lead singer in the band, do Opus 1, which is an old Mills Brothers song from way even before my time. But
Those old standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
anyway, so all kinds of music, really.
Okay.
Not heavy metal, not acid
Oh, no,
rock.
no. No.
We have a nephew who was in a band where they played noise.
That's what you call it, noise.
Just noise. And he's hard of hearing, and he was the percussionist, so
Go figure.
makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so we have Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia. You said, I don't have a question, but I want you to know, you, in all capital letters, guys are awesome. Oh, you are
Cynthia, you need to get a life.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, thank
I'm
you, Cynthia.
kidding.
You are so sweet.
that's
Thank
very
you
sweet
so
of you.
much. Well, we think you're awesome. We think you're all
That's
awesome.
right.
Diane, Jill, I know you do not fly. Have you ever flown? Did something happen to make you stop?
Yes, flying.
Flying made me stop. I did fly for a short time when I was much younger. And I really liked it. I thought it was just the greatest thing. You get on this plane and you fly. I mean, it was always short stints. You're like an hour and a half here or an hour and a half there. Never any big, long trips. And we had he and I weren't even married at the time. And I had a rough landing. Nothing was wrong. The plane, there was not... But it was rough, and it really did scare me. And actually, from that point forward, I did not like to fly. And we have had to take, or wanted to take, a few flights in our marriage. And we did it, and it was so extremely emotionally just horrible, painful,
At one point,
awful.
they let everybody off the plane. Then they took Jill for a day off the plane
Yeah.
by herself. They took her down to a special elevator to get her up into the terminal because she
So ill.
was so ill. And we used to fly. She flew to Anchorage with me on business, had a major panic attack in the middle of
Yeah.
my business
Yeah.
meeting, and I had to leave the meeting, come out and tend to her. And
It's what happens for me is that I get on the plane and they close the door.
yeah, she's very claustrophobic.
And I have panic attacks anyway, terrible panic attacks. And I get on that plane, they shut the door, I have no control.
And,
None.
we've been lucky enough that I flew enough in business. I was able to upgrade us to first class all the time. So, she had almost an inexhaustible supply of champagne, although she did exhaust it on one flight.
Well, they said, well, I'm sorry, we're out of champagne. And I said, well, do you have
Yeah.
any white wine back there?
Yeah, a case is our limit per flyer. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
So that's why. And
moving
so
on.
we just get around it. Okay, and this comes from Mike Stevens. Mike, are you a guy? I mean, I never know whether I've seen you make comments all the time, and I always am curious to know if it's just you signed up under
a pseudonym.
a pseudonym or signed up under one person's name or whatever. But I would be interested, to know if you're a male or a female, and it doesn't not matter. We love you anyway, Mike. Okay, I was wondering why you and the director never had any kids. You two are such wonderful, positive, happy people. You would have made perfect parents and grandparents.
Again, a very sweet sentiment. Thank you.
Yeah. It was a choice.
Yeah,
It was
we're
a
just
choice.
selfish.
No, I
No.
mean, I guess that's all I can really say. It wasn't that we couldn't. It was a choice we made, well, probably before we were even married.
Yeah.
That we just knew it wasn't what we wanted to do, was be parents. Now, having said that, there have been pangs along the years where especially now in our age, that I wish we'd had grandkids. How nice it would have been to have grandkids. I guess that's really all I can say about it. But I thank you very much for the compliments.
Just wasn't in the cards, and as it worked out for the best anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, it wasn't in the cards. It was just our choice. I mean, if you to me, when you say it wasn't in the cards, it makes me feel like we couldn't have children. Well, whatever.
yeah,
There you go. And I mean, that's really all. I mean, you didn't ask too personal a question. I mean, really, that's basically what it was. All right. Well, I'll tell you what.
that it?
That's it, Randolph, Mr. Director.
Long thing.
Oh my gosh, it was a long one. All right, well, thank you all so much for checking in with us, and we're sorry this was too long. And you probably lost a lot of them way back, but the ones who
Yeah.
stuck it out, we love you even more than the ones that, checked out earlier.
Hey, if you're looking for something to do this week, write Vladimir Putin and tell him to knock that shit off.
God, you said that S word.
I did? Can I? Knock that stuff off.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to see what happens with this. Anyway, we love you all. We are so happy you're here. You know why? Because we're happy you're here. We're on that insane ride that we call Get It Right This Time.
Life?
Life.
Oh, it was that or Jill for a day. I don't know. They're both insane.
We will see you all real soon. Thanks a lot. We take care, huh? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.